What's up everybody, my name is Zach and this is Limited Bash Customs. Today we are starting on a new project. So before Christmas I made an impulse decision to buy another project car. Basically sight unseen, I had actually seen it, although I hadn't looked at it closely to see what was wrong with it and good with it and all the rest. But now we're in the workshop, we've had a bit of a look. So some of the pros about this thing is it was cheap. It was a turbo diesel, it was a manual, it also had a new radiator fitted and the tyres on it were pretty decent condition still. As for the cons, the body was in pretty ordinary condition. I don't think there'd be a single panel that doesn't have some kind of dent or scratch or that to it, and it's also done a head gasket or something like that. So we need to do some work on the motor. But that's why we're here, and let's take a bit of a look. So this here is the new project. It is a 2006 Nissan Navara with the ZD30 motor, and as you can see it's already had some work done to it. That's because I forgot to film an intro for this episode, and I'm actually shooting episode number 2 currently. But yes, we have had the head and everything pulled off it. But let's rewind and show you that progress. So we're going to be largely doing a voiceover for this video because while I was recording I had the radio on, which meant we're going to get flagged if I was to upload this on YouTube as it currently is. So the first thing we're doing is we are pulling the battery out. This is going to help prevent any electrical issues being caused by shorting something out as we're disconnecting it. And it's also going to open up a lot more space as we're removing the engine, and we don't need the battery in there. So next up we are removing the radiator. At the start of the video I did mention that this was a new radiator. That was done because the previous radiator had a split in it. It lost its water, the engine got hot. We had to fit a new radiator so that we could complete the cooling system, add the water into it, and see whether it had done any damage to the engine. Obviously, it had, hence why it's currently in my hands, and we are doing this rebuild right now. So we're pulling out the radiator to create more space for pulling out the engine, and also so that we don't damage it while doing so, as the last thing we want to do is have to replace an already new part. So let's go ahead and do just that. Now that our radiator is out of the way, we are going to deal with some of the wiring. So basically we are just going to go through and unplug everything from the motor and swing it out of the way so that it's no longer attached. So that is our wiring dealt with for the meantime, and it's now time to get this crossover pipe off the top of the motor to give us a little bit more access, as that's basically what this is all about, is removing piece by piece in order to get as much access as we can to every other bit and getting that head off the motor. And that's that bit out of the way. Next up, it is time to get rid of that bonnet. So thank you, Lockie, for giving me some assistance here. And the whole point of getting that bonnet off is it opens up the workspace so much more. And when you're working up the back end of the engine bay, there's no more having to kind of duck in under it.
can just work nice and freely. And with that bonnet out of the way, you can see there is so much more space now to work. So let's get right back into it and start ripping some more bits out so we can keep getting this thing pulled apart. Hey, it's Matt. So Matt's a young guy from the area who is interested in mechanics and asked if he could come along and give me a hand on some of these builds to learn a thing or two and see if mechanicking was for him. So of course I threw him right in the deep end and got him to give me a hand pulling the head off this here Navara. And I must say he did a bloody good job. And it is time. The head is coming off. And that's it for this episode. We got the head off and that was the aim of the day. And here we are, mission accomplished. Thank you to Matt for giving me a hand. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe. Plenty more Nissan Navara content coming your way real soon. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye.